I'm very excited to share with you 25 new colors by Roman Szmal. Now I have swatched out a few colors already. So Jackson's was kind enough to send me like a limited edition palette with a few colors in there which I don't remember which ones they were. And then on top of that, I went ahead and I bought, I'll try to link the video up here because there is a video so you can watch it, but I did also buy some separate ones. I remember I was looking for oranges and I couldn't quite find sort of interesting oranges at that time, so I'm quite happy to see that there are 5 new oranges in here and they do look really nice. Some of them have I sense a bit of granulation even, which I love. Also the fact that in general there are loads and loads of granulating colors, which I am so into right now and have been this year, really discovered the granulation. Also, if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love unique colors. I love when brands come out with mixes that are unique to them, that I wouldn't be able to find across the range. Of course, every brand has to have colors that are, you know, the usual talos and the usual lemon yellows and the sub greens. All of them have to be there. But at the point that I am now, I am always sourcing for that individual kind of tone of a watercolor brand, and I'm very happy that Jackson has reached out to me again and asked me if I would be interested to swatch out and try out the new colors by Roman Szmal, and they landed on my doorstep today, which I'm super thankful. So thank you, Jackson's, for doing that and allowing me to swatch and share these colors with my viewers. I'll try to put in the info somewhere here when they are going to be available, as a couple of weeks ago when we were first exchanging emails, they were not available to buy just yet, but they might be now. So yeah, I'll try to leave the info here if I will know by the time of editing this video. Sub green was a little bit bright for my liking, and hooker's green, I'm not sure what I would call this hooker's green. If anything, I would swap them around because this is more of a hooker's green than this one, and this one is more of a sub green than this one. But here is what I can see. There is a sub green light, so I'm super intrigued to see it. If you can see in the new colors, there is another turquoisey, which you might have thought it looks very similar to this, but this is cobalt turquoise. This one is cobalt sea blue, so can't wait to swatch that out just from swatches, because the way they package their full pans is they use watercolor paper, which then is hand swatched on top, and so this is exactly what it is. You see the natural, or the color as it will be. Obviously different papers will also impact that slightly, but it is as true as it can be, because quite often it is very hard to translate that realistic color to a print, and so that's a good thing to do this way. Now, looking at the swatches, there are some stunning colors. Potter's Pink, which I think looks very pretty and has that individual brand look to them. There's this color, that color, this color. There's loads of them, particularly, or one of them that I wanted to highlight is this blue. I am not too keen on blues in general, but there's a certain blue that I like, and this hits the sweet spot. It's called Aquarius Cobalt Blue. I love the fact that it is recognizable as cobalt blue, but it has that tint, or that how shall I say, that tone to it, which is quite individual. So if I would swatch it next to other cobalt blues, you would see it looks slightly different, and that's exactly what I love about watercolors, when brands come out with their own kind of creations. These loads of colors, I mean, there isn't Probably one color that I would say that I see again and again throughout the brands out of this whole load is this one, and it's a quinacridone fuchsia. So it's sort of like a quinacridone magenta type of a color, but yeah, that's a color that is decided to add. The one I have here is quinacridone pink. It seems fairly similar, but we will swatch them out anyway. Other than that, all of the colors have a beautiful individual look to them. Let's see. So the one I have here is French ultramarine, and this is cobalt blue deep. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so I am going to take them out. I'm going to go through the names, then we will unwrap them and I will swatch them. So it might be a long video. Let's start. I think I will order some, you know, there is a St. Petersburg, the empty palette. I really fancied the new modern kind of updated version of it. I have the very original one, and I think they would look so good in that palette, so I might consider doing that to keep them somewhere. Okay, so before we start, I'm gonna give you all the information on the pigments and everything that I can read on here, and then we will start sort of swatching out. But before we do that, I just wanted to say that there's loads of colors that are perfectly autumnal. The entire of the bottom two rows, these are very autumnal, very moody, very beautiful. Some of them are quite light, some of them are deeper. Obviously the oranges, and just across the range there's loads and loads of these colors that can be used now if you're looking for an autumnal color palette. So let's look at all the information before we start the swatching. So we have the 352 PY 181 semi-transparent golden yellow. (353) PO62 semi-transparent golden orange. Next one, 353 PONA, so they don't give information here, semi-transparent Aquarius orange. 355 PO71 transparent pyrrole orange. 356 PO64 semi-transparent deep orange. 358 PR202 semi-transparent quinacridone fuchsia. 359 PR233 semi-transparent Potter's pink. 415 PG50 and PV19 semi-transparent misty morning. 335 PB36, PB29 and PR176 semi-transparent shadow violet light. They also have a shadow violet, which I'll show you. So this is the shadow violet and this is the lighter version. Next one is 253. It's a PW6 colon 1 and it's a semi-opaque and it's Aquarius grey. So it's more deeper, more grayer, more beigeier than a buff titanium. Next one, 412. It's a PB72 semi-opaque Aquarius cobalt blue. Again, a very stunning color. Sorry if there's any noise outside, it's the kids finishing school now. So 413 we have PB74 semi-opaque cobalt blue deep. 414 PB28 semi-opaque and it's cobalt sea blue. 252 PY110 PG7 semi-transparent green, sap green light. Now that's quite interesting because, as I mentioned before about the sap greens, this is definitely a sap green. You can see that. So I'm quite happy they have added this color. Okay, next color we have 410 PBK 32 and it's semi-transparent Perylene green deep, one of my favorite deep greens. 250 PBR7 earth pigment and it's semi-opaque. So earth pigment, I suppose, probably means that it's sort of created from a natural pigment rather than a synthetic, I guess. I don't know. Burnt Sienna Monte Amiata. This is the color that I'm obsessed with lately, for a few months now. Love burnt siennas. Next one we have 251 PBR11 semi-transparent Aquarius brown. This is an interesting, super granulating color. Beautiful. It has a very organic look to it. Next one, 135 PR101. It's a opaque color and it's called Indian Red. There we go. Next one, 248 PR102, also earth pigment, semi-opaque hematite violet shade. Now I am quite happy they have this color now available to buy, because in that limited edition palette that I mentioned before, the color was this one here, and it wasn't, you couldn't buy it separately. Basically it is, I'd say, for me, one of the top colors in the entire range. So, but that's obviously before these came out. I'm so much more excited now. Yeah, if you watched my video before, I wasn't too excited about trying to find individual colors, but I think with this release they completely done it, and I'm very happy. I'm always happy to give second chances to brands. Not that they needed it, but just in my own opinion, you know, this is what gets me excited, the colors that are interesting and not widely available. So 249, there is PR102, also earth pigment, another semi-opaque, and this time it's hematite brown shade. So I'm really excited to see the difference between, so this is the violet shade and a brown shade, both of them hematites. Beautiful. So loads of granulation, loads of interesting aspects. 601 PBNA earth pigment, so pigment not available. It's earth pigment, semi-transparent, lazurite. Ooh, lapis lazuli. This is supposed to be like super expensive pigment, as it is meant to be natural, and yeah, I heard so much about it. So how interesting that they have their own version now as well. 701, another earth pigment. So loads of earth pigments here. Semi-transparent Viviante blue ochre. Oh my goodness. Yes, I mean, Roman Szmal, you did it this time. I have to say, I'm genuinely excited about these colors. Blue ochre. Stunning. Can't wait to swatch them out. 501 Also earth pigment, semi-transparent, malachite. Oh wow, guys, it's malachite. Stunning. 361, it's PG23, earth pigment, semi-transparent, glauconite. So also a natural pigment. And finally 360, earth pigment, semi-transparent, goethite. Oh, I recently fell in love with goethite, so it's good they're doing that there on as well. Okay, so I am now going to begin the swatch. Okay, so this is now next morning. Actually, I didn't have time to swatch them there and then. So what I have done is I actually emptied a Derwent pencil set. This is the graphite, and I took the inlay of the pencils out, and then you're left with this what seems to be flat enough-ish base, and it's metal, so eventually I would be able to stick some magnets and then keep all of my Szmal colors in here, because I'm going to put all of them together, and I think that will fill the space quite nicely and possibly leave me some extra spaces. Okay, so that's what I've done, and that's where I keep them, will keep them eventually, because I had a look for empty palettes, and at the moment I can't find that White Nights plastic palette that I was talking about, not on Amazon, not on Jackson's. If any of you know, I'm from UK, so where I could find that here, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I couldn't find anything else that would be sort of reasonable to keep all of these colors, keeping in mind I've got 25 here, and how many do I have here? And I've got 20 here, so that's a total of 45 colors. So, you know, a regular empty palette won't really do it. So what I've done is I've taken the labels off, and I put them, I stuck them onto paper, and I'm keeping them in a folder now. I don't usually do that much with the wrappers, but these are original swatches, and they have all the pigment info in here. So if I ever wanted to know which of those are single pigments and what pigments they are exactly, it would be easy for me to just, you know, go over here and just have a look.